Pea, Pisum sativum. It's a winter vegetable and generally grown uh, in during winter time in North Indian plains. And there are two types of peas. One is field pea, Pisum sativum variety urens, and garden pea, Pisum sativum variety sativum. These both the species have different flower colors. Field pea is having the colored flowers, whereas garden pea is having the white flowers. The white flower ones are the garden pea, and the colored flower ones are the field pea. And there are some other species like sweet pea, Pygium saccharatum, and snap pea, Pygium macrocarpum. And as I told earlier, pea is a highly self-pollinated crop. It exhibits cleistogamy, and the origin of the pea is Ethiopia. And there are two types of peas: leafless pea and tendrilless pea. Leafless pea. In leafless pea, the leaflets are converted into tendrils. So the entire plant is having only tendrils, no leaves and leaflets. It is governed by a single recessive gene, AF, and this leafless pea is said to be tolerant to waterlogging. So this extra leaflets pea or tendrilless pea. So what happens in extra leaflets pea? The tendrils are converted into leaflets. So there are no tendrils in extra leaflet pea, and in leafless pea there are no leaves. So both are governed by single recessive genes, AF leafless pea and extra leaflet pea, PL. And powdery mildew resistance in pea is a single recessive gene. This is the most common question. Every time this question appears, uh, previously it used to appear every time this question. Powdery mildew resistance in pea is governed by a single recessive gene, whereas downy mildew and fusarium wilt resistance are governed by a single dominant gene. So you people can prepare notes like powdery mildew, single recessive gene in how many crops, what are the crops, and single dominant gene in how many crops. So that for these important characters, you can prepare a notes uh, about the recessive gene or dominant gene or how many genes for each crop, so that you can easily read. If you read crop wise, no, these genes, you will forget. You may not be remember every time. So when you read that crop, you remember, but when you go to the next crop, you will forget. So for all the crops, you make a table, important characters and what is the gene action. So there are three type of varieties in pea: early varieties, mid varieties, and late varieties. Just go to any textbook and see what are the early varieties. Important ones only. No need to by heart all the variety names. So Arkel is the early variety of pea, and Palam Priya is a not recently means 6-7 years ago. Palam Priya, it is resistant to powdery mildew. So Pusa Bipasha is tolerant to fusarium wilt, and there are some varieties by AHR also: Karthik, Ajit, Priya, Pramod, and Apurva. And Arka Ajit was developed through backcrossing to a recurrent parent, Bonville. Bonville is an introduced variety from USA, I think USA from Nigeria. But Arka Ajit was developed through backcrossing method. And there is another variety, Arka Sampurna, resistant to powdery mildew, and rust it is snap pea variety, that means Pisum macrocarpum, Arka Sampurna. So hybrid development in pea is not economical, high cost because of the cleistogamy, that means the flower never opens, and the small size flower, emasculation is very difficult, it is not cost effective, very laborious. So hybrid development is not at all economical in pea. So almost all the pea varieties are utilized. So leafless pea is tolerant to waterlogging, as I told earlier, and one variety of leafless pea is Apanna. And there are two seed types: wrinkle seed and smooth seed. Wrinkle seed is having protein content 26 to 33%, whereas smooth seed is having protein content 23 to 31%. So there are varieties suitable for various processing purposes, for dehydration, for freezing, and the maturity of pea is measured by the tenderometer. Only pea, any other crop also, we can measure the maturity by using the tenderometer. And shelling percentage 40 to 45%. What is shelling percentage? Shelling percentage means after removing the seed from the husk, so that from the if you from 100 kg pots, you can get 40 to 45 kg seeds. The remaining is a husk. So French and other beans. So you know the dry seeds of French are called as rajma, a popular vegetable in North India. Rajma. It's a shallow-rooted crop, cool season crop, but susceptible to frost. And there are 4 species of French bean and the allied beans, French and allied beans. Phaseolus vulgaris is the French bean. Phaseolus lunatus, lima bean. Phaseolus equifolius, tapari bean, and Phaseolus coccineus, fungal bean. All the four species are hermaphrodite, but only three are self-pollinated. Vulgaris, lunatus, and equifolius are self-pollinated, whereas coccineus, the runner bean, is cross. Sorry, all three are self-pollinated, and the runner bean coccineus is the cross-pollinated type. So Phaseolus coccineus is a long day plant also. All are day neutral, and Coccineus runner bean is a long day plant and cross-pollinated crop due to gametophytic self-incompatibility, and it is resistant to viruses and weeds. And the Equitifolius tapari bean is tolerant to high temperatures, 35 degrees centigrade, and drought. And the Filiformis is tolerant to cold and salinity. And this is there are two processing methods in French bean. One is canning and another one is freezing. For canning, we use the white color seeds. For freezing, we use the whole pods. So this was also one previous question. Seeds, white color seeds were used for canning, and whereas the whole pods are used for freezing. So just remember, canning seeds, for freezing whole pods. Here the poultry mildew is single dominant gene. In case of pea, the poultry mildew resistance is single recessive gene. Here it is single dominant gene. And Pusa Parvati is a mutant variety. Generally, crop mutations are done by the either gamma rays, physical means, or EMS, chemical means. But here it is an X-ray induced mutant, Pusa Parvati, and resistant to poultry mildew. So there are some other important varieties resistant to various types. So there is Kodaikanal. It is Phaseolus lunatus variety, Kodaikanal 1. Lima bean or butter bean variety, Kodaikanal 1. So this is French and allied beans. So next is cowpea. Cowpea is also having three species. One is Vigna unguiculata, subspecies unguiculata, that is the common cowpea. And Vigna unguiculata, subspecies biflora, it's called kachang bean. And subspecies pedalis, it is yardlang bean. So cowpea is a warm season drought tolerant crop, and cowpea is also used as a cover crop and a green manure crop. And cowpea is photosensitive, so it will not produce pods throughout the year. It is sensitive to photo period. It's due to the high protein content in the dry seeds. It's called as vegetable meat. So what is the difference between these three species, subspecies unguiculata and subspecies biflora and subspecies sesquipedalis? The pod size. In case of unguiculata, the pod size is 20 to 30 centimeter. In case of biflora, the pod size is very less, 7 to 13 centimeter. Yardlang bean is having the long pods. The pod length is 30 to 90 centimeter. That means 1 to 3 feet. The pod length is the major difference among these three subspecies. And the kajang bean is also resistant to pod borer and pulse beetle. Pusa falguni for summer season, Pusa barsati and Arka garma for rainy season. And there are some photo-insensitive varieties. Nowadays, photo-insensitive varieties are developed, so they can be grown in both summer and the rainy season. They are Pusa do fasali. I think in Hindi, you know the meaning of do fasali. Do means two, fasali means crops. So Pusa do fasali, Arka suman, and Arka samruddhi, which are the photo-insensitive varieties. They can be grown in both summer and rainy seasons. And Pusa komal is resistant to bacterial blight. Arka mangal is a yard-long bean variety. The pod length is 30 to 90 centimeters. And 4 male sterile genes are also identified in cowpea, but not commercially utilized so far. And Dolichos bean or Lab bean. Earlier it was, the genus name was Dolichos, but now the genus name was Lab. So it was originated in India, so it is known as Indian bean or hyacinth bean. It is cool season drought tolerant crop, whereas cowpea is a warm season drought tolerant crop, and Lab bean is a cool season drought tolerant crop. It is also two types, field bean and garden bean. Field bean is Labla purpureus variety lignosus. It is used as a pulse, and the pods have more fiber content. Whereas the garden bean is variety typicus. It is used as a vegetable, and the pod walls have less fiber content. And this difference was asked for a 2-mark question in my ARS mains examination. So it's a college objective also. So the field bean is having the high fiber content in the pods and it is used as bulbs. And the garden bean is having the less fiber content in the pods. It is used as a vegetable. So that is the major difference. And there are different varieties, photo-insensitive varieties, Jai, Vijay, Amog, Soumya, Sambram, Swagat. That means they can be grown in both the stages. So next one is cluster bean. Cluster bean is an amide producing vegetable, and cluster bean is the commercial crop among all the leguminous vegetables because it is having a gourd gum, and gourd gum is an export-oriented commodity. So cluster bean is the most commercial crop among all the leguminous vegetables, and it produces amides like glutamine and asparagine. So it is called an amide-producing vegetable also. And it is also warm sage and drought tolerant crop, and it is tolerant to high temperature also. It is also used as forage and green manure crop, and the endosperm of the seeds have galactomannan. It is commonly called as gourd gum. This is having industrial uses, and this is a export quality commodity. Um, so this cluster bean is an industrial crop. The seeds, the endosperm is having 60 to 80% galactomannan, and it is self-pollinated crop. And the Chardonnay plant, French bean is day neutral, pea is day neutral. The cluster bean, this is Chardonnay plant, and runner bean, Phaceus coccineus, is a long day plant. So you write all these things in one page. You make your own notes so that it is easy to remember. So giant type varieties have the high galactomannan content, and Pusa Mosumi is rainy season type, whereas Sada Bahar and Nava Bahar are the photo-insensitive types. They can be grown in both summer and the rainy season. Pusa Nava Bahar is an important cross. Pusa Nava Bahar is a cross between Pusa Mosumi and Pusa Sada Bahar. And the young parts of cluster bean are having the anti-nutrient factor hydrogen cyanide, which is toxic to the plants when the animals. When the animals eat the cluster bean plants, it becomes toxic to them because of the presence of CC. So broad bean, it is also known as faba bean or horse bean. It was originated in east and western Mediterranean regions. The plants have square and erect stems. The stem is square, not round. The square-shaped stems are present in broad bean. And the pods also upright, clusters of 5 or more. They are not pendant type pods, the pods are upright. They grow towards the sky. So there are three varieties actually. This is a Faba variety major. It was having the large seeds. Faba variety minor and Faba equina are having the small seeds. And the pollen of the broad bean cause allergy to humans. And there are some alkaloids or tannins present in the broad bean seeds. There are vicin and convicin. So the consumption of excess consumption of broad bean seeds may cause a disease called flaxum. Flaxum means it is hemolytic anemia in children. Excuse me. There are two varieties, Pusa Sumit and Pusa Udit. So bean, there are minor beans, godsend vegetable and vegetable of 20th century. Very long time, maybe in 2009, I think in JRF examination, they asked this question: what is the godsend vegetable? When our seniors, my seniors were writing the JRF examination, it was asked in 2009, which one is the godsend vegetable? So guava bean, Manila bean, four-angle bean, other common names. Origin was in Africa, Madagascar. You all know you can easily identify the Madagascar. It was a little separated portion from the Africa towards in the east side. So bean is free from all major pest and diseases. It's a Chardonnay plant. Swat bean, Canavelis gladiator. You all know the movie Gladiator, so you remember the sword. So Canavelis gladiator and Canavelis virosa. It is grown in northeast India, especially in Manipur and Mizoram. Canavelis virosa. The seeds of the swat bean contain hessian and saponins. It is a perennial climber tolerant to drought. Soya bean, Glycine max. It was introduced to India in 6th century. And you all know the soya bean. The fermented products of soya bean are known as tofu and natto. And there is a fermented paste from soya bean known as miso. And the vegetable soya bean is known as edamame. So I listed some anti-nutrient factors present in the peas and beans here. Cowpea is having alpha amylase inhibitor, dolichos bean is having trypsin inhibitor. Trypsin is a enzyme produces in our stomach, and this trypsin digests the proteins. It breaks the protein into the amino acids in our stomach so that the amino acids are absorbed into our body. So this trypsin inhibitor, it inhibits the enzyme trypsin so that the proteins are not divided into amino acids in our stomach, so that the amino acids will not be available for our body. So soya bean, swat bean, chalk bean have saponins, swat bean cluster bean have HCM, broad bean is having tannins like lysine and convisin, pea is having phytic acid. This phytic acid, it reacts with the ions, calcium, magnesium ions in our food, and it forms salts so that the calcium, magnesium will not be available for our body. It happens in our stomach.